Here we see a certified true photostatic print of a record on file at the Office of the Registrar General, Ontario, Canada. Looking at it right here. It's been sanitized a little bit. Sure, the name of the child will be entered by the mom or the dad here. Surname, given names in this case. And this is what we would call the foundation security. Could say that it's the proves the existence and the source of this name. A lot of interesting things to understand from this. And of course, here it says province of Ontario. So the actual statement of birth document that they call it is this part here. It has been microfiche, whatever, and then they've photostated it onto a legal size piece of paper, which is this form here, certified true photostatic print of a record on file. So they have it, the original. Seal, you can't see it here properly, but I just inked it in, and the signature of the Deputy Registrar General. Not valid without all pages. Well, there's only one page. It says page 1 of 1. If there's page 1 of 3, if it's at page 1 of 3, then you better have 3 pieces of paper with it. Some people misconstrue what that says down there, it means down there. But in any case, so that's that. And of course, the birth certificate is an extract of that. So, and this is why we kind of refer to this as the mother in the birth certificate. It's all the main, or the DNA or whatever, but the womb in the government office. But the birth certificate is an extract. Get it? Extract and extraction. And I did a little video that showed you the born without the labor. So it's like this is the mother, and then the person named on the birth certificate is the son. Of course, we're talking all fictional stuff here, not reality. So this would also be the legal title, and I've actually used this in a situation with fines for a traffic situation a long time ago, as part of the learning curve. Where I ended up knowing this, and I'd had some discussions with the guy. I'm not going to give the whole story here, but I ended the situation completely when I replied to him and said, I know you cannot prove I hold legal title to the name, therefore not my debt. And it's the same name on the speeding ticket, on the charges and the court documents, and on this in-house debt collector in the courthouse. So I know you cannot prove that I hold legal title to that name. If anything you do affects me or my purpose, 1 iota, criminal charges will be filed. And that was the end of that. Now, having said that, I'm not the author of this, but it's just give this some thought. It's absolutely correct. The only way to confirm equitable title is to grant legal title. One who accepts legal title accepts and confirms the one granting it must be the owner in the first place. See, that's just the establishment of a trust there, right? And that's the only way to do that. Somebody has to want to grant, title to property to someone to be the trustee, for example. And so it's the one granting the legal title. And the one who accepts the legal title, accepts and confers the one granting it, must be the owner in the first place. And like I said, that registration of birth there, that would be the legal title. That's what started, the game started. However, and I can assure you, as per Section 44(1) of the Ontario Vital Statistics Act, you look in your own legislation and come to your own deductions, but if an application was made for a birth certificate and you got a birth certificate, the Registrar General granted it. You then use the birth certificate name to make purchases claiming to be the owner. Congratulations. He was now the trustee. So there's the old bait and switch that we've talked about right there. There's no disclosure. But in a sense, you could say that just simply accepting the birth certificate, you've now accepted legal title. But that's maybe a bit of a gray area, but certainly when you use it to make purchases and then claim to be the owner, when you're not actually the owner, well, then now you're the trustee. So for all intents and purposes, then the birth certificate is the legal title, is what I'm saying. But like I said, that was what I did that with Ross, and that mentioned the possibility of criminal charges will be filed. That was back in 2009. Did that. Anyhow, that's all I got to say for this video here. Food for thought for you folks. Enjoy. God bless. Later. God never fails. Can't. Not possible. Ciao for now.